What's poppin' gamers? Today's CGX is officially out, and with it, the game has gone free to play. That means that a lot of players that weren't willing or able to try the game before have had that barrier of entry removed, but now are faced with a very complex game that isn't the most beginner friendly, so I'm here to try and curb that. This is going to be the 7th part in a 9-part mini-series going over everything you should know before starting out. In this mini-series, we'll be going over things like settings, operator selection, and game modes to help you get your footing in the first few hours of play. In this video, we'll be going over drones and cameras and why they're one of the most important tools you'll have at your disposal. The time to kill in this game is absurdly fast. It's almost always faster than the average human reaction time, so the skill of this game is much more about prediction than fast reactions. And sure, you can bash your head against the wall and die thousands of times in slightly different situations to gain that intuition, or you can use an observation tool. On attack, an observation tool can be the 2 drones you spawn in with, but it can also be a unique operator ability like Twitch, Iana, Brava, or Zero. By default, you spawn in with 10 drones on the attack, and these things are one of the most powerful pieces of utility in the entire game. It allows you to peek and angle without actually risking your life, get map control for free when otherwise it'd be risky, and sometimes get you free kills when someone doesn't spot your drone. If there's one thing you take away from this guide, it's learn how to drone. Trust me, the game will be way more fun if you do. On the defense, all you get are default static cams that are always in the exact same place every single round, making them super easy to shoot and not very powerful. Thankfully, plenty of operators bring something to remedy that. As I spoke about with the rest of the secondary gadgets, the defenders can bring a bulletproof camera. These cameras can both see through smokes and have an EMP dart with about a 9-second cooldown. These on their own can be fairly underwhelming, but plenty of operators bring gadgets that specifically help with intel gathering. These ops are Valkyrie, Echo, and Maestro, but some non-cam based intel ops exist such as Pulse, Mira, Mozzie, and Solos. Valkyrie is probably the strongest intel op in the game, with what I'd point to as proof being her ban rate and the highest level of play. All her gadget is 3 placeable default cams, but the main reason why default cams are so terrible and Valk is the strongest intel op in the game is the fact that Valk can place her cameras pretty much anywhere. She also gets a C4, making her great at playing off her own intel. Echo is also quite strong since he has 2 drones called yokais that can attach to the ceiling and concuss people, which stops them from doing things like planting the diffuser. Maestro gets 3 bubbles that work quite similar to a bulletproof cam, but are way more resilient. It doesn't have any vulnerable spot unless Maestro himself opens the shutter, and the glass can only be punched if the evil eye is facing the attacker. If you do decide to open the shutter, it can fire a mini laser dealing 5 damage a shot for about 22 damage a second. Its resilience can actually be a drawback if you're facing a Brava, since she can hack the turret, forcing you to use an explosive to destroy it. Now let's go over to Mozzie. Mozzie does not have an intel gadget. What he does have is a pest launcher. When he sees a drone whizzing by, he can shoot out a pest and hack the drone for the defenders to use. He can also place the pest on doorways and above drone holes to capture any drones that decide to go through. And just like Brava, he'll have control over the same drones that were supposed to help the attacking team. The last defender I want to talk about is probably the most unique intel op. Mira's gadget is known as the Black Mirror, which is a 2-way mirror that allows one side to see through clear as day, but the other side to see a black box. These mirror windows can be placed on either a soft or reinforced wall, though it's usually best to place them on a reinforced one, right next to a soft panel. This is one of the strongest gadgets for pure intel gathering since every other one requires you to put your gun away to use. A mirror window doesn't, allowing you to use the intel gathered in real time instead of needing a second to pause between use and action. Because of how strong it is, it does have some ways to counter it unique to these windows. If you manage to sneak up on it without being shot, you can melee and shatter the glass, making it impossible to see through. You can also do this with the special ability of Asher Collie by simply shooting your gadget at it. Another simple option is to just use a smoke on it, but with thermal vision or simply just waiting enough time, that can be somewhat inconsistent. And lastly, there's a red CO2 canister on the back that could be shot by anyone with a line of sight, or a laser from Twitch or Zero's gadget. Lastly, let's go over the attackers' intel ops, so this will be fast since they're a lot more simplistic than the defenders. Twitch, as stated before, brings 2 drones that shoot a laser dealing 5 damage at infinite range. You have 3 charges of this laser that recharge once every 30 seconds. They are a bit bigger than normal drones, but aren't much different aside from that. Brava has a very similar gadget, but does not do damage, has limited range, and can only hack 3 total gadgets per clutch. The main difference is instead of destroying the gadgets, she could steal them for the attackers to use. These ones are even bigger than Twitch's drones, so they're very easy to spot, but that doesn't affect their ability to go through drone holes. Zero has the Argus launcher that can shoot 6 SAM cams, which can burrow through both soft and reinforced surfaces, and has a laser with a 15-ish second recharge time. Zero does bring the best gun in the game, but isn't very good since the cams are so damn loud they are competing with the 10 drones that are already brought every round. Iana has a clone that she controls, allowing her to peek an angle with no more than a 10 to 20 second cooldown as punishment. It's very bad for mind games, but it's basically just an infinite drone that's way easy to shoot. If I didn't love her gun so much, she would be useless. And that's just about every camera there is in Rainbow Six Siege. Once again, I cannot stress enough how important information is, so the better you get using it, the better you'll become. It seriously is worth learning. But once again, if you found this video helpful, leave a like. If you have any questions on something that I didn't go over in this video, leave a comment and I'll make sure to answer it. And if you're interested in the other videos in this mini-series, subscribe. The next video about a bunch of random beginner tips and tricks will be out later today, so stay tuned for that. Catch you in the next one. Peace.